This is Blair Kay, who lives and works in the UK, and I'm going to talk about a topic called interviewing skills. A while back, a couple of academics did some research on the interviewing process and found it very wanting. They did some work using solution focus to help interviewers figure out better ways to ask better questions to find out what the interviewee was all about. Some of us developed questions for the interviewees to ask the employer. And we have with us Blair to talk about her experiences in using those questions. So Blair, how was having some solution-focused interviewee questions useful to you in your work?
I was recently interviewed for a job, which I successfully got. I think thanks to the solution-focused questions that I asked. People that were interviewing me thought that I was very insightful and driven, and was very focused in what I wanted out of the interview. So
how did those questions help you, first of all?
They also helped me realize what I wanted a bit more out of the job, how to kind of gauge my employer or future employers, if we were going to be a right fit.
Good. And thinking of the person who was interviewing you, how was it useful to them?
I think they definitely saw more potential in me. It got me the job, definitely. Showing that I had initiative.
So, Blair, normally people who are going for interviews, for job interviews, are quite fearful of the situation. How does it work when you use solution-focused interview questions?
Well, in my own experience, it made me feel very prepared, that I had an opinion about what I wanted out of the job, that I was confident to go in and know that I was going to look really good, having prepared these very specific but broad questions as well, to try and figure out both a future, not a future for just myself at this position, but a future that would be a relationship between us. How could I help them? How would they be helping me as well?
So it reduced your anxiety.
Definitely.
In doing that, how was that useful to the interviewer?
Definitely it helped her because she offered me the job that afternoon. So I guess it did prove to be very useful.
Good. So the interviewee is often fearful, and so it has an impact on the interviewer. The confidence that you showed by asking these questions, what impact did it have on them?
They were very receptive. They wanted to talk more. It ended up being an hour interview, which was quite nice. It was also a paneled interview. It was two different people from two different departments. So again, I was unprepared for knowing that there's going to be two people there. But with these focused questions, I felt as though I had a direction to go into and some previous confidence to bring in with me.
So in essence, it helped them reduce their fear, because they're fearful too. They're fearful they might hire the wrong person.
True, yep. And I got to meet some of the other people they didn't hire as well, so I definitely felt good about that.
So what's your recommendation on using this technique?
Well, the good news is you don't have to use it just for job interviews. You can use it also for an exit interview, after a good project that you've done that you feel proud of, or even one that you haven't felt so proud of and you want to get the information from your either employer or your colleagues to know what you did right, what needs improvement, and then you can take away those facts about what you did well and take them as a little confidence booster or something that you can sell yourself on later at a different job or a different project that you might want to be doing.
And I take it that you've done this.
Oh yes, I did. So I did a theater project. It was a Greek tragedy play, and it was the first time I'd directed with a real director. And I asked him very specific SF solution-focused questions. And I still have the piece of paper. This was 4 years ago now. I still have that piece of paper which has all of the great qualities which I exuded and things, concrete things that I accomplished during my time there.
Thank you, Blair.